President Trump within the last hour delivering the tragic news that 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom, one of the National Guard members who was shot in that brazen attack in Washington, D.C. yesterday, has died. The other guardsman shot, 24-year-old Andrew Wolf, is still in a fight for his life. Our Libbey Dean is in Palm Beach and joins us with more. Libbey, you asked the president whether he would attend the funeral of Army Specialist Beckstrom. What was his response?
Yeah, that's right, Jessica. The president telling me he hasn't given it much thought, but he didn't seem to rule that out. And Jessica, this was supposed to be a moment for the president to really celebrate our troops and spend that time talking with him. Of course, he did that, but it started on an incredibly somber note here tonight at Mar-a-Lago with President Trump announcing that Sarah Beckstrom has passed away moments before he went out to speak with members of our military. Now, this would have essentially, and the last time we saw and heard from the president was here at Mar-a-Lago, but there was no press in the room. So this was the first time we got to ask him a lot of questions after we've learned a lot of developments, certainly this most tragic development of the passing of Sarah Beckstrom. So I asked him if he would attend the funeral. He said he hasn't given it much thought. The other question, of course, has he spoken with the families? The president telling me that he plans to speak with them tonight or tomorrow. So that's something we'll be tracking as well. But he did also pivot to talk about how popular he is in West Virginia when I asked him if he was going to attend Sarah's funeral. Now, the other aspect of this, of course, there's the human tragic development that we learned tonight about Sarah Beckstrom, but there's also the politics of that, and that is something that we pressed the president at Mar-a-Lago on about a lot of these policy announcements that have happened in the last 24 hours. We know, of course, United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, they announced that they're effective immediately halting the immigration process for all of these Afghan nationals, and is going to review the status of those Afghan nationals. Sorry, it's a little windy out here, Jessica. I'm just hoping it doesn't affect the sound, because that is the most important part. But we, of course, have seen this human tragic aspect develop, and the other aspect of this is the politics. And I asked the president, because this is something that has been developing throughout the day, is we, of course, saw in the Biden administration is when the suspect did enter the U.S. He was flown in during the Biden administration. But there was this reporting that he was granted asylum under the Trump administration. The president not declining to answer that, instead pivoting again. So this was the first time we did hear from the president here tonight, Jessica, and asking him a lot of questions, but certainly a lot more developments that we're awaiting from the president.
All right, Libbey Dean, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.